Cincinnati up 3-2. Bottom of the fifth inning here in Cincinnati. And we're joined by Josh Harrison, former big leaguer who played at Cincinnati. He was the 2008 Big East Co-Player of the Year, 6th round pick by the Cubs. Ended up spending a lot of his time with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Josh, thanks so much for joining us. Do they need to give you a credential down there in the dugout, or do they know who you are at this point?
First off, appreciate y'all having me. After I threw a strike for the first pitch, they said I was good to go.
Well, welcome back to Cincinnati. How does it feel to be back? What do you make of the Bearcats in this ball game so far?
It's always good to be back, especially somewhere where it started for you. And my wife and kids are here too, so it's cool for my family to get to enjoy it. And it's always cool to see it up front, close to center. You know, Xavier got out to a quick 2-0 lead, but to see him bounce back and keep scratching and clawing away, it's been pretty cool. And not to speak a little bit, you know, I'm not a superstitious guy, but last inning my daughter was the junior PA announcer and got him a run.
There you go.
Josh, how are you enjoying retirement now?
Oh, man, it's been fun. You know, I love the game of baseball. Got to play it for a long time. But, you know, there's nothing that's going to trump family. I've been able to enjoy a lot of time with my wife and kids. And, you know, enjoy a lot of those times, catch up on some things that I might have missed, first days of school, dance competitions, volleyball, tournaments, you know, things that, you know, I might have been getting pictures or videos from. Now I get to collect my own, you know, little photo album.
What do you miss most about playing in the big leagues?
One thing that I've always heard that I find true is the camaraderie with the guys. But, you know, we live in 2025. Technology is cool, so it's always cool to be able to FaceTime and talk to a lot of guys. But, you know, that's one of the things that most guys usually miss, and I would say I can definitely vouch for that is, you know, just being in there every day, seeing the guys, saying what's up, and knowing that, you know, y'all working towards a collective goal. And, you know, I would say that's probably something that I miss the most, just being with my guys.
Josh, how cool has it been to see kind of the Bearcats brand grow, Big 12 now? What's that been like to watch grow?
Oh, it's been cool, man. Cincinnati for itself, not just the college, Cincinnati itself is a baseball town. So to be able to do that with the baseball program, because obviously football and basketball has gained some traction over the past couple of years. But, you know, for baseball to make the run that they did a few years ago, and I ain't trying to throw my 2008 team to the side because I think we still got the school record wins. But, you know, Cincinnati has always been a place that has had baseball players, and it's a great town. And as I said, being in the Big 12 is just another thing to bring some more baseball schools in and show the greatness that UC can bring.
Josh, that was a really quick inning. Do you mind sticking around with us? We'll talk to you again, top six.
Let's do it.
All right, we'll run it back here with Josh Harrison in just a minute. We'll step aside. Cincinnati still leading 3-2. Back here in Cincinnati, 3-2, the Bearcats in front of the arch rival Xavier Musketeers. Still joined by Josh Harrison. We certainly didn't want to rush you out the door, so we appreciate you coming back for this top of the sixth inning, Josh. Sticking with you playing at Cincinnati, how did the Bearcats program, granted it's changed a lot over the last handful of years, but how did playing at Cincinnati help prepare you for professional baseball?
One, it helped a lot. We were in the Big East when I came. And the Big East was, in the words of my coach at the time, Brian Cleary, it was definitely a grinder. You know, it was close games every weekend. And even the way that Cleary ran it was, you know, kind of pro ball style where we showed up. You know, we were a confident group. We played hard, but, you know, it was about showing up, getting your work done, and trying to win every game that you could. And as far as getting me ready for pro ball, that's the same, you know, mantra that I showed up every day, doing what I could to help my team win a ball game. And as I said, it all started here at UC.
Josh, I see Coach Big, he's putting different players to different positions. And I was telling these guys about you, utility man. You made the All-Star team 2 times. How hard is it to switch from one position to another? And you did 4 or 5 different positions. Tell people how hard that really is.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, it is hard. And I'm not one to toot my own horn, but I have said from time to time that I've had to take a step back and look at what I was able to accomplish and say, you know, it's not easy. It was a lot of hard work, but a lot of countless hours of, you know, batting practice, you know, early work during spring training at all these different positions, because it started at UC my freshman year. I played 6 positions. I came in as a shortstop and played shortstop the whole fall, and then things happened throughout the season where injuries happen, whatever the case may be, and I found myself bouncing around. And once I got into pro ball, I was still drafted as a second baseman, but still found myself bouncing around. So I made it a point to, get the work in at the spots that I might not have played as much growing up and in college. So during BP, where, most pitchers and infielders like to go to the outfield to shag, I was out there shagging, but I was also treating it as, I'm getting my reps here because, I might not have played much left field or right field, but, I've played enough infield and watched, how outfielders react. So I didn't want my manager to put me at a position out there that I was going to look out of place. And I took pride in what I did, and it's something that's not easy, but it can definitely be done if guys really pay attention to it.
It would have been just for a brief amount of time, but did you ever overlap with Kevin Youkilis, a fellow UC alum, during your time in the big leagues?
So I did not get to overlap with Uke. The most that I would overlap with him would be at some alumni things or seeing him at a football game. My memories of Uke would be him coming back, if he was able to make it back to an alumni game. Not alumni game, but, alumni weekend. And kind of those things. But Uke and I never crossed paths in the big leagues. I know he and my oldest brother played each other in high school. And I think even in college, UC played UK. But outside of that, I was just that younger brother of three that was able to, pick up on things, and, it blossomed into a 13-year Major League career. I've been blessed, but, it's been a lot of fun moments.
So you're talking to a few foodies up here in this booth, Josh,
okay.
And we know you're from Cincinnati. When you were playing and you had a chance to come back in the offseason or whenever you could fit it in, what was your go-to spot? You can't choose Skyline. What was your go-to spot when you were back in town?
Okay, go-to spot when I was back in town.
And maybe even right now, too.
Well, I can't choose Skyline. So I'll be honest, if I can't choose a place, something that I would have to have when I came home was Grippo's.
The chips?
Yes, Grippo's.
Of all the places in Cincinnati, you're picking Grippo's chips.
Anthony, come on. That is a true Cincinnati answer right there.
You can't get Grippo's anywhere, and if I want to come home and get some good food, I mean, I'm going to probably go home to my parents.
That's true.
I mean, I got the luxury of that playing at UC. But parents would come to the games, and they bring me food.
Hey, you must be Mr. Pitch Clock because you've had two very quick innings with us. So, Josh, thank you so much for the time. Go enjoy the rest of it with your family, man. Appreciate it.
Will do. My pleasure.
That was Josh Harrison. Thank you for taking the time. Cincinnati still up 3-2.